Hello everyone, welcome back to Nagash channel dedicated to Sigmar, and in this video we're going to be kicking off our TZEENTCH series in the Army Archive, and of course as always we'll be starting with the lore. And to understand the Disciples of TZEENTCH, of course we have to know about the big man himself or herself or whatever it identifies itself, and that of course is TZEENTCH. And to start off I'm going to read a quote from TZEENTCH himself. "I watch you. I see the hatred in your eyes, well hidden behind courtly graces. I listen. I know the terrible darkness that hides behind your well-rehearsed lies. I wait for you at the edge of sanity. I taste the pain in your mind, the yearning to end this carousade. I make my home in the darkest pits of your soul. In the shadows I bide my time. I patiently wait for you to open your eyes and realize that it is by my will alone that you draw breath. For I am TZEENTCH, and you are my puppet who dances to my tune." And that is a quote from TZEENTCH, the Changer of Ways himself. So TZEENTCH, also known as the Raven God, the Changer of Ways, and the Great Conspirator, is the Chaos God of magic, change, evolution, destiny, lies, and trickery. He is Flux embodied, a demon god who alone truly embodies the terrible energies and momentum of chaos. He bears a strong claim to all who profess to worship the northern gods. For without transformation, a warrior cannot ascend to greatness, the gods cannot grant their blessings, and the living cannot die. TZEENTCH's name is a derivative from the true name in the dark tongue, TZEENTCH, Lord of Change. He is the great sorcerer of chaos, the bringer of change. For make no mistake, endless brawling change is the truest nature of chaos, and chaos is the source of eldritch energies that mortals, in their superstition, have named magic. What mortals can dare say that he has not desired knowledge of the mysteries of destiny or the awesome power of magic? It is TZEENTCH alone who holds the true keys to the terrible knowledge, and his price is steep indeed, for his worshippers are naught but pawns in his game to outflank his brothers in darkness, to bring about the downfall of all civilization. The Raven God rewards his followers with madness and insanity, and upon death their spirits are brought to his halls to serve him for all eternity. Yet the Raven God does not scheme towards an accomplishment of some end, but instead strives to create tumult and turmoil for its own sake. Though wary scholars of the demon lore know the god by the name of TZEENTCH, in truth he exceeds all the other ruinous powers in his number of facets and aspects. For he is change, said to embody every mortal creature recognition of the desire to change. His face and form shifts and turns from eternity into eternity. Yet whatever his name and whoever his people, the Changer is ever viewed as the great schemer, a fickle political god who should be feared as much as he should not be trusted. In grim memories prescribed by half-sane men, the devotees of TZEENTCH scribble down their respective visions of their god. No two accounts are alike. Sometimes the god is depicted as a huge mass of shifting colours, or a mighty demon with a vulturous beak and a multi-hued wings, and other times as a gargantuan giant with his monstrous head set secretly in his chest, and with two serpents withering from his shoulders. The followers of TZEENTCH hold that he rules from an impossible fortress deep within the realm of chaos. At its heart, within a crystallized labyrinth of inconceivable geometry, lies the hidden library, a hall of eternal dimensions that houses the collective knowledge of an entire universe. Within it lies also the fabled well of eternity, and into its magic waters does TZEENTCH gaze from eons uncounted, searching eternity for a glimpse of the clues and conundrums that will allow him to enact his infeasible schemes. Tzeentch possesses many sigils and symbols. Through most common is the withering fire of change. Demon and champion alike are gifted with an eerie bird-like beaks, claws and multicoloured feathers. Their skin and armour in a constant flow, shifting in shape and textures, forming gastrope and crackling faces, kaleidoscopes of blazing colours that disorient all who look upon them. Those few who succeed upon the twisting path become the most otherworldly of all Chaos Champions, for they are blessed twofold with incredible martial skill and the arcane might of the Lord of Magic, while the warrior's skill of the Chosen of Tzeentch is still second to those warriors who tread Khorne's bloody path. Their potent magic abilities still enough to empower them as a formidable adversary to who leads their armies with otherworldly presence. Though the servitors of Tzeentch are not as directly mighty or savagely courageous as those of the bloodthirsty Khorne, nor possessing the unholy resilience of the warriors of Nurgle, the might of the Changer of Ways cannot be measured with means so crude as the physical. The skies above the Tzeentchian warband wither and burn with untrembled power. Their banners screech with otherworldly energies and seethe and crackle with bolts of lightning that brings ruination to the enemy. The blades and armour of the Chosen of Tzeentch glow with eldritch flame, and when the Raven is ascended, his champions are gifted with pretermortal abilities to sense and perceive the flow of time itself and indistinctly react to over a dozen different outcomes, thus affording them tactical supremacy over the battlefield. War shrines draw forth yet more arcane power into the ranks of the faithful, even as the warriors, wizards at the head unleash curses of ungodly power that mutate and immobilate all they touch. Though Tzeentch gathers fewer devotees from amongst the brutish tribes and warbands of chaos within the mortal realms than his brother, the war god Khorne, he still occupies a highly significant role in the lives of these chaotic warriors. He is the patron of the shaman and soothsayers of the chaos warbands, who pray to him that he may bestow them preeminence over the warrior chieftains who rule the tribes, and for the fortune and glory in all magical endeavours. But it is amongst the lands and cities of Sigmar that Tzeentch's influence is most keen. In the land of Sigmar, the worshippers of Tzeentch gather in hidden covens by which they use every means to increase their own personal standing in society and spread the power of their patron. Those most vulnerable to his temptations and mages, scholars, and other educated members of society whose labour in the search for knowledge, whatever the cost to their morals or sanity. Most of these cults are led by magisters, the most accomplished magician in the ranks, and are divided into so many layers of affiliation, each highly complex, that only individuals in the cult are likely to know the identity of all its members is the Magister himself. Tzeentch's sacred number is 9, and this is reflected in the organisation of his cults and warbands, who often conjugate in multiple or diverses of 9. Also in the number of the syllabus in the Tzeentchian demon's true name. His favoured colour are blue and gold, but our ever-shifting spectrum of different colours is likewise thought to honour him in his capacity as the engine of change. One thing alone is certain, however: whatever the Raven stirs from his reverse madness treachery and strife afflict creation. Do not ask which creatures scheme in the night. Do not question who waits for you in the shadow. It is my cry that wakes you in the night, and my body that crouches in the shadow. I am Tzeentch, and you are the puppet that dances to my tune. And now we understand Tzeentch, the Lord of Change, the Deceiver of Ways, the Architect of Fate, and from all of his forces, being the demons which are fragments of Tzeentch himself, or his mortal followers that strive to follow Tzeentch in every footstep the great God makes. These are the forces of the disciples of Tzeentch. And with that, that is the lore video for the disciples of Tzeentch done. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have done, please like, subscribe and comment down below, as that massively helps the channel. It's absolutely free for you guys to do so. And also I want to hear your thoughts on Tzeentch as well. I understand this lore video, I didn't really go down to the individual, lore for the units within the army. But however, with these big Chaos God armies, it very much relies on the army themselves. It's pretty much built around the god. So that's why I wanted to focus more on the god than the individual units for the lore. That's something I can look at in future videos. But like I say, please let me know, guys, down below your thoughts. And for the next video, I'll of course be looking more into the army gameplay. And at first, this is going to be their allegiance abilities. And if you did enjoy it, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It's a great way for the channel to get some support. And on that note, I'd like to thank all my Patreons as best they can. They always do support the channel, and I really, really do appreciate it. In particular to Max, Martin and Simon, who they continue to support, who are my vampires and them. They donate at least $5 a month. So thank you very much to you guys, really supporting the channel there. Right guys, until next time, remember, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.